Hey guys, Joe Sidoti here. Thanks for stopping by for another video. I want to try something different today. I was going through some old footage that I filmed for a course, and I was watching some of it and I said, you know what, this isn't half bad. Matter of fact, you've all probably seen a little bit of it, you just don't realize it. It's some of the footage that's in my intro video. So I was watching these videos and I decided I wanted to show you my drum miking video, which I show you what mics I use, how I use them, and kind of the reason behind why I choose these mics and why I mic them a certain way. So I hope that you enjoy this footage. Now keep in mind this is old. Gosh, I'm at least 20 pounds heavier in this video, but that's beside the point. So let's check out some drum miking technique. All right guys, now we're gonna be talking about drums. Specifically, the difference of where you place the mic, how it's pointed, and the difference in sound that's gonna be. Now, before we get into that, let me just make a couple prefaces here. Drums only sound as good as they sound. If the drum is not tuned, if the head is 3 months old, you know who you are, it's not gonna sound as good as it can or will when it's a newer head and it's tuned well. If you don't know how to tune a drum, there are thousands of videos, online for how to tune a drum, but that's the most important thing. If you want a fat snare sound and you've got your snare cranked, it's not gonna sound fat no matter what mic you use. It's gonna sound like you're in 311. Instead, you want a fat snare, you need to detune that head and get it to sound fat. If it's too ringy, put some tape on it, put a moon gel on it, do whatever you gotta do to get the sound the way you want here acoustically. And then and only then can you get that same kind of tone out of it from behind the console. Let's start with the snare. Right now I've got a 57 on the snare drum. 9.5 times out of 10, this is your go-to drum mic for snare specifically. And it's been used for decades. It sounds like a snare drum. It has all the frequencies you want and it's great. There is another option I've been using lately, the Telefunken M50. Great snare mic. Heck, it even sounds good on electric guitar. But it's a lot more pricey. It's got a lot of fatness to it, which is great for that big, deep snare sound. But if you can't afford this, and even sometimes I won't choose this depending on what I need to accomplish. So for the most part, it's all about the 57. So let's talk about how I have the mic positioned. Right now, I have the 57 pointed across the drum head towards the center of the drum. I tell people, imagine there is a laser beam coming out of the center of the mic and you want that laser beam pointed at the center of the mic, of the drum. That's gonna give you an open, wide, fat sound. Let's say you're not going for that and you need something with a lot more crack and a lot more stick. You can put the mic at say about a 45-degree angle off the head and point it towards the edge more like that. And you're gonna get a lot more crack out of it, but you're not gonna get a lot of crispiness or body to it because you're really just pointing it at the edge of the drum. Same goes for, let's say you've got a Sennheiser clip-on mic on your tom and it came with 4, so well, I guess I'll use it on my snare too. But the thing is, unless you're pointing it across the head, it's not gonna sound great. So like I said, 9.5 times out of 10, I'm just gonna go with a 57 pointed across the head. Just like that. So that's snare drum. Now let's move on to some toms. All right, let's talk about some toms. Here I've got a Sennheiser 421. It is my go-to tom mic. Doesn't matter, 10-inch, 12-inch, in this case an 18-inch floor tom. It just sounds good to me. I throw it on, it needs very little EQ, so that's why I like to go for it. There are tons of tom mics out there you can use. Audix, Sennheiser makes other ones, Shure, they're all fine. I tend to like this one. Similar with the snare drum, It's the same thing that I do on the toms. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's a rack tom, floor tom. I point the mic at the center of the head. I make sure that it has got a line to the center. It's gonna give me a big, fat, open sound. It's gonna sound very natural. It's not going to have too much attack or sound like a basketball being bounced. It's just gonna be nice and wide. You can get in here and go a little bit more down like this towards the edge. Again, if you need more attack and more point, it's gonna give you that. It's gonna give you more stick. Typically though, that's gonna sound just pointy is the word that comes to mind. And if I see someone do this right away, I'll show up, I go, oh, hold on, let me go ahead and hook you up there. And that's about what I do. I'm not gonna show you on the other tom, but it's the same exact setting no matter what. It's just kind of the go-to. So again, tune the tom, put the mic on, point it at the center of the head, and you really can't go wrong. All right, last but not least, let's talk quickly about overheads. I'm not gonna show you mics because there's just 100 mics under the sun that you could use for overheads. But what I do wanna talk about is the foundation of what they should be used for. They are overheads, that's the terminology, because they are overhead, they are over the drum set, over the drummer's head. I do not recommend, I never under mic cymbals. I don't like to use small little condenser mics really close. I want large diaphragm condenser mics that are picking up the entire drum set. I want those overheads to be the glue that brings the whole thing together. Sometimes I'll even mute everything else when I'm checking the drums, and I'll bring up just the overheads and I'll gain them up and I'll EQ them to sound as big and warm and full as possible. A lot of guys will just high pass all the way because they figure, oh, well, all I need is the cymbals and there's nothing below 500 anyways. I try to get kick drum to come through my overheads. I try to make sure that the toms sound big through my overheads, because if those were my only two mics, I need them to sound like a full drum set. So that's what I want, to just get across to you guys is do large diaphragm condensers over the entire kit. What I try and do is imagine that the kick and snare are in the middle and I hard pan them so my overheads are nice and full and high, getting the toms, getting the snare, and you know what? They're gonna get the cymbals too, but that's actually the least of my worries. So that's all. I hope you enjoyed all these drum videos. Stay tuned for more. All right, well, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, do me a huge favor, subscribe to the channel, but make sure to click the bell icon so that you're notified when I release new videos. And also, leave a comment if you enjoyed the video. I'd love to keep going with this dialogue. Let me know if you're digging what I'm putting out. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next video. I'll see you on the flip-flop. All right, yo, you know what I'm saying? So that's it, yo. Bye. Did you press stop?
No.
Oh, here, you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Do you think my videos are bad?
Yes. No, no.
My own flesh and blood.
No, no. They're not bad, they're good. Thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the
It's not so easy, is it?
No!
Try again.
So thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below if you liked this video, and if you did, we would really like to keep this dialogue going. And make sure to hit the notification bell so you get notified every time my dad releases a new video. And thank you for watching this video.
Peace.
Peace.
Good job.
See you on the next flip-flop.
See you on the
Flip-flop.